explain the first question that asks us about the application of fluid mechanics in our daily lives. One of the applications is the hot air balloon. The hot air inside the balloon is less dense than surrounding air, which is more cooler. The difference in density causes the hot air balloon to be lifted off the ground due to the buoyant force created by the surrounding air. The principle behind this lift is called the Archimedes principle, which is one of the principles we learn in fluid mechanics subjects. The Archimedes principle stated that any object, regardless of its shape, that is suspended in a fluid such as water or air is acted upon by an upward buoyant force equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. So, an object floating in water stays buoyant using the same principle as the hot air balloon. Next, fluid mechanics is also applied in an aeroplane. When a wing of an aeroplane is in the form of an aerofoil moves in the air, the flow of air over the top travels faster and creates a region of low pressure. The flow of air below the wing is lower, resulting in a region of higher pressure. The difference between the pressure at the top and underside of the wing causes a net upward force called lift, which helps the plane to take off. Lastly, the application of fluid mechanics is in the hair dryer. Hair dryer uses to blow dry our hair on a regular basis, and we enjoy this commodity of our everyday life. If we center the blow dryer above our head and point down, we can feel that there is a shear force of the air blowing over our face and hair. That's all from me, and I will pass the next question to my friends.
Greetings to my lecturer. My name is Vinashini Anapurampan Ravindran, and I am here to deliver a video about fluid application in civil engineering technology. I am doing this video for the sake of my friend who asked me to do so. Even though I don't really believe this, but it's okay. Now let's continue with the explanation. The first is hydroelectric power plants, where hydroelectric power plants is used to generate electricity with the help of water in a larger scale. The water is stored in a dam, possesses potential energy, which is converted into electrical energy with the power generation unit of the plant. Hydroelectric power plants are one of the major suppliers of power throughout the world. Second is we have automobiles, where automobiles can't be run without the help of fluid. Fluid perform three crucial operations in automobiles, where the first is generation of power, second is lubrication, and third is the cooling of the engine. This is commonly referred to fuel. The function of oil is used as a lubrication of engine, for gearbox, and also for various types of parts in vehicles. Last but not least is thermal power plants, where for thermal power plants, the water is used as a working fluid. After getting heated in a boiler, the water is converted into superheat steam, which pass through the blades of turbines and rotating them, where the shaft of the turbines rotate in a generator. This process helps the electricity to be produced. Thermal power plants are one of the major suppliers of power in this world. Water is working as a fluid is the most important component in thermal power plants. Thank you.
For question 2, based on site investigation conducted, the feasible pipe distance proposed is 4.5 km for a water pipeline connecting the Bekok Reservoir to the Yompeng Water Treatment Plant. The reservoir and the water treatment plant will be connected by a pipeline 1 and pipeline 2.
SAJ Holdings Sdn Bhd has set the requirement that the elevation difference delta Z between Bekok Reservoir and the Yongpeng Water Treatment Plant is 8 meter. As an engineering technologist, propose the pipe length and the pipe diameter for pipeline 1 and 2. Calculate all the losses, the rate of flow, and sketch the EL and HGL for the system. State clearly any assumptions used in the calculation.
In question 2, before we solve this question, we have to make a few assumptions, and these assumptions are written in the report. And now, I'm going to explain the steps to solve this question. First, we have to find the ratio of V1 to V2. So, we use the rate of flow formula, which is Q equals to AV. Q1 equals to Q2, and we can find the ratio of V1 to V2. We substitute in the D into the area formula, which is pi D squared over 4, and we get V1 equals to 2.25 V2 in the end. Okay, next we have to find the friction factor. We use common method because it is a fully rough pipe. Okay, the formula of common method is 1 over root F equals to 2 log bracket 3.7 over relative roughness. Relative roughness is E over D, and we substitute in everything, we get the friction factor for pipe 1 is 0.021 and pipe 2 is 0.019. So the next part.
Okay, I will continue for the part 2 for the calculation of the losses in pipe. Okay, losses in pipe is divided by 2. First, major losses and minor losses. For the major losses, it's usually for friction loss for the water in the pipe. And for the minor losses, usually when there is comparison of differences of exchange of pipe size. Okay, for the minor losses, we will start at the entrance. The calculation will be HM1 equal to 2.53 V2 power of 2 and divided by 2G. And for the exit, HM2 minor losses is equal to V2 power of 2 and divided by 2G. And for the HM3 minor losses 3, it's due because of the expansion. The calculation will be 1.56 V2 power to 2 and divided by 2G. Okay, for the major losses, HF1 equal to 30.29 V2 power of 2 divided by 2G. And for the HF2, F2L2 V2 power of 2 divided by 2G and D2. Okay, for what I mentioned before, for the total head loss, just sum up all of it. HM1 plus HM2 plus HM3 plus HF1 plus HF2. Then we will get for the head loss calculation 20.28 V2 power of 2 and divided by 2G. Thank you.
Hi. Assalamualaikum. My name is Maizatul Ashikin binti Muhammad Azharin. I will present question 2 and part 3. Seriously, Moon? I think you should check the background of company first. Don't trust people easily. I worry there are scammers. By the way, I will continue to explain for part 3. In part 3, we applying Bernoulli's equation. So the equation is P1 over density times gravity plus V1 power of 2 over 2G plus Z1 equal to P2 over density times 2 gravity plus V2 power of 2 over 2G plus Z2 plus HL. So, both tanks are assumed exposed to the air, and both tanks' water level are at the surface of the tanks. So, pressure and velocity will be 0. Okay, next. Z1 equal to HL, so the value of Z1 is 8 and the value of HL is 20.28 V2 power of 2 over 2G. Okay, next, V2 power 2 equal to 7.74 and the answer of V2 is equal to 0.78 meter per second. Okay, next we proceed to Q equal to A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. Okay, Q equal A2 V2. Okay, next A2B2 equal to pi times 2.3 power of 2 over 4 times to 2.78. So the answer of Q is 0.197 meter cube per second. So all the losses are calculated by substituting V2 equal 2.78 meter per second into the equation formed in part 2 and tabulated. Okay, next, the value of head loss HM1 is 0.997. The value head loss HM2 is 0.617. The value head loss HM3 is 0.394. The value of head loss HF1 is 5.235. The value of head loss HF2 is 0.748. And the last, the value of head loss HL is 7.988. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
2 hours later.